Welcome to Unleashed Conversations Insights. We bring you curated themes from my conversations with leaders, highlighting specific moments from their leadership journeys and lessons learned in building world-class companies. Pooja brings out some very interesting points about how to balance between different demands and having a very clear intent where you would want your trade-offs. Pooja also brings in how she has to have an environment which supports and co-opts and helps you to deliver and work on your focus areas. And most importantly, an environment that keeps constantly pushing you, saying that being a woman, you're not underplaying or not limiting your own ambition and visions. Just reflecting back on your own earlier stage of career, like I think you at that time you were also already married. You were having there is a social demands, family demands, and you are playing a critical role, which is critical for that company to deliver its own goals.
That's right. Yeah.
And so as a woman, which is different from a man, the balancing of these three dimensions, the social, the family, and probably the weightages tend to be more for a man, office, and lesser responsibilities, social and home. So they probably are more comfortable taking on some of those responsibilities and going across. So if you were playing that role of marketing Adobe products or earlier the handheld things, and you had to balance these other demands, how did you go about it? What are the lessons learned, if any, and what others can learn to manage these things effectively?
So Srinivas, I'd say first thing is to be clear about your own intent and knowing that you want it badly enough, that this is a very important part of your life, that for me, work has been a very integral part of who I am. Mm-hmm. And it is actually one of the sources of learning and growth for me. You might want to take it easy. You might want to say, look, I am ambitious. I want to do this. I want to change the world. That's one way of looking at it. The second way to look at it is, look, as long as I keep my family, myself healthy, secure, taken care of, that's what I want at this stage of life. There could be a middle path somewhere, which is I want to strike a balance here where I say, okay, I want to optimize all these four quadrants, which is for me has been self, career, family and relationships, and community. Correct. Right? And there will be stages of, so those are the four quadrants. And never does it happen that it's 25%, 25%, 25. Through the stages, there is a period of time. It might be that there is a phase where you're spending a lot of time in the community, but not on your career. Yes, so that quadrant, and each one of us has to determine what at a stage of life it means for us. For women, it ends up being slightly more challenging because now we were all brought up in the backdrop of the social conditioning where a lot of the unpaid care work is taken care of by mothers, women, and so on. But at the same time, as we were getting educated, going into schools, colleges, work environments, the expectation is you can do whatever you desire to do, whatever you want to do. So for me, that is the first important thing, is at a stage of life, what trade-off are you willing to live with? And being clear on that. So that is one. The second big piece is co-opt everyone in your sphere of influence to support you through that stage when you have 5 different balls in the air and you are trying to juggle. Yeah. So for me personally, between my husband and I, it's been a really equal relationship in the sense that he's always probably done more in terms of taking care of the children and changing their diapers and cooking. He probably still cooks more than I do. So you really need to co-opt your support system to be there for you. Yeah. And then the third thing I'd say, which I struggled with, and I've been fortunate, is I always, as a woman, I thought I always had a bit of an imposter syndrome or questioning yourself. Where are you doing the right thing? Or not even thinking very big at times. So I've always had this set of friends who are either those that there is a support network that I have and a challenge network that I have, where the support network will always be like, it's okay, you'll do it, you'll manage it. Whereas there's a challenge network, they'll say, but why this and why not this? You can do this. And sometimes, yeah. And sometimes that hearing that from people who know you well to say, no, you are capable, you need a little bit of that push to think bigger or to counteract that questioning in your mind, whether you can really take that on. And just speaking it out to someone else really helps. So I think those are the three big pieces: making your intent clear, getting your support network in place, and co-opting everyone. And third is think it through, question yourself, but then continuously build confidence to say, look, you can do it.
I think their learnings, their perspectives are amazing. And I'm sure this is great inspiration for different women to reflect on their own constraints and limitations with new lens. Thank you for tuning into Unleashed Conversations Insights. Stay tuned for more powerful moments and lessons from featured leaders.